It's AV SuperFriends First Friday Live, a short, often impromptu show streamed live to the socials and usually on the correct day, the first Friday of the month. We've collected 2 or 3 topics, news stories, product announcements, social media posts, or email listserv messages, and we'll give you our honest opinions in about 15 minutes or less, or your money back. Offer not valid in some states. The show starts now. It's not First Friday, but how about 17th Friday, fourth Friday?
This is a month of Fridays, apparently.
You're getting an extra bonus show right now because we shuffled stuff around earlier in the month and we realized we had a Friday available. So
this one, no cost. We are giving this one away for absolutely free.
This is Undetermined Friday Live.
This is the worst extra Friday that I've had in a long time.
Can't be that
Jamie
bad.
Coming to us live from a men's room stall.
From a job site,
where,
yes.
where are you?
He's actually programming as we're doing this.
I think he's troubleshooting networking. But
Aren't we all doing 3 things?
Something. Yeah. Well, cool. All right, well, we're here. What do you got for us, Chris? What's going
we
on?
got a couple of news stories here. We're going to talk over getting it out here, about 10 minutes or so, if that. First one from Rave Pubs. Larry will send this out to everybody. Oh, crap. I don't have all this ready.
Oh, Jesus.
It's fine. Just
go.
You could have mentioned this at any point in the last 10 minutes, but
I'll start counting.
Yeah, keep track on your fingers. We'll go.
That Wyoming bandwidth is struggling.
Okay, we 15 minutes. We got to go.
We're back to that again. Okay,
we're going.
All right,
we're good.
I'll let you guys do it then. If I've got networking issues, it's the Rafe story about Extron. Go for it.
Go, Larry. Jump on it.
Get it, Larry.
Wait, all of a sudden I'm doing... Okay, the new UCS 504 was announced, which is, from what I can tell, it's a UCS 303, which includes DisplayPort HDMI and USB-C, plus all your USB inputs, and allows you to actually switch them, and it works well. This just adds a receiver box that you put on the backside of a display, apparently. It's all okay, but it's really freaking expensive for what it is, and it still doesn't do it the right way. So I'm kind of concerned about...
What's the right way?
So,
well,
it's in the same category as the media port.
I'm trying to find this thing so we can share it.
And kind of, but not really, because it actually treats USB-C the way it should. Like, it's a display, it's also inputs, like it does all that. But it doesn't have an audio out, so you can't really bring any other... You can't feed a system. You can't bring anything in from it. It's just kind of, it's almost there, but to make it work in most rooms, you end up slapping all these other widgets to the back of it.
It's the powerful 4K USB-C collaboration switcher with extension.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the extension is the new part. Before they just had the 303, which was just the piece, the main part.
Right. And so, this is kind of, I think we're seeing a lot of this in the market now. You have these new hybrid super widgets out there that are like, we're going to give you some HDMI, but we're going to throw in these USBs on here, and you can maybe backhaul some things around and switch between those, and it may or may not work. Mileage may vary. And so, is this yet another one of those things that are on the market?
Yeah, and I have at least 3 of the 303s out on campus. They're working fine. It's the few rooms I'm actually supporting bring your own device in. I also have a dedicated PC as God intended in those spaces, and that's how they should be used most of the time. But when people want to bring their own laptops, they can, and it works. Like,
and then they connect via the application, not the cable in front of them. That is the absolute correct way it's supposed to work. You're right.
I think Larry's got a new job. The AV pastor.
As God intended, yes.
Take me to church, Larry.
I'm serious. Like, because I manage support too, and so therefore
that's right. Yeah, this is not about the stuff. This is about, like, put on your ITSM or hat and here we go. And you're trying to deliver service, and this is like another thing that is all about the hardware, and so it mucks it up. I'm with you.
Yeah, but in those applications where I actually have this deployed, you also have to extract the audio from the HDMI, and then you have to get an HDMI transmitter, whether that's AV over IP or HD-based-T, to actually get it to the display. So it's
Let me ask you this. So you're asking for an all-in-wonder box that does everything? I thought we were getting away from those.
I don't want all in one box. I just want outputs that I can take it other places. Like there's no
you're
audio
okay with
out
it.
on this box.
So the only problem is there's just no audio out. And the
Input
price.
only.
Not
And
the
the
only,
price.
but yeah, that's the big one. Yeah. And
Well,
this one solves that, but it puts the audio out at the display, which may or may not work.
May or may not. No, it makes it
that
really
would work.
complicated. This is like that mixing of let's put UC on top of the AV, right? And so, and it's like, I don't know. These things often make me queasy because it feels like a bit of a house of cards of stuff like bolted on and kind of jammed through here. Where I find if you are in a situation where you're trying to do all of this stuff, less is often more. The answer is not to provide a bunch more crap. It's to go more elegant and simplify it down as much as you possibly can.
Yes.
So when I see these kind of multi-IO AV/UC hurricane of hell boxes that come in, I always get scared because it seems like you're going to be in a switching nightmare. You're going to have handshaking problems. You obviously have the dreaded extension things, and that I feel like you might be overreaching if you're trying to do all the stuff on this box. But I could be wrong.
So we've,
I feel like
we've
this
seen,
this kit, because it's a two-piece kit. It's a transmitter and receiver, and like Larry said, it has all the ports you want, but some of them seem to be on the wrong box. I have a feeling this is for a very, very specific use case, which some product manager at Extron, and we know most of you, so please reach out. We want to talk to you. I think some product manager at Extron is talking with the wrong customer, and this is built for,
Chris. I was about to say
well, this is built for a specific Teams room sort of scenario, something, and it's weird because, to Larry's point, why is that thing over there? Why is this part over there? No one builds rooms this way, but I'm wondering if one big customer does, and they're like, "We'll just make this for you." So,
I was
And if they
about
would
to
just-
say, do you like? We've seen a lot of different products with different variations of USB-C on them, and we know that from our experience. Manufacturers talk with clients a lot about, hey, what do you need? So is the reason why these things are happening is because manufacturers are talking with so many people and they're just like, okay, yeah, we can make that. And they make something based upon what 5 people said and they don't know why it sells. I'm not saying that Extron's product's bad. I'm just saying there's a lot of this going on right now.
No, I mean, the product's great because I deployed 3 of them, even though I have to slap a bunch of widgets to the back end of it.
Right. But not all the products with USB-C on them are great. And we've seen a lot of different things out there. I'm just saying, who is representing and who's owning this feature set and these designs and why are these things happening, right?
And I think what Chris said is to the point. Like, it was designed around an application, but I think they're missing how many more applications could be served if
use
they just
cases,
modified it a little bit.
I'm also concerned that whoever they're talking to, Justin, to your point about people saying they need USB and USB-C, et cetera, the people they're talking to don't understand how USB should and should not be used in that scenario. So it's like they're getting bad info. I don't know. It's strange. It's a very odd product launch.
Yeah, maybe they do, and they're wanting to use USB-C in a weird way that not maybe 10% of the population use it that way. I don't know.
I mean, you can see it. I mean, for those who are watching, it's got every port under the sun on it. It can do practically every little thing, but I don't know. It looks a little bit overwhelming to me.
I like how it still has the show me button connections on it. Cause
Yes, it does.
someone really likes that somewhere. I don't know who it is because I keep taking those cables out and throwing them as far as I can. So
If they would just take those out and put the audio in, I'd be fine.
But you said audio out. You said
Well,
audio out.
audio somewhere. I don't care at this point. Just give me.
audio out and back again.
And back again. But is it
bidirectional.
trying to do too much? Yes or no?
Yes. I think so.
Larry's asking it to do more.
I don't think so. No. Like,
Okay.
for
Larry's
the
trying to
niche
do
that
more.
I use it in, it works really well, except for the widgets I have to add to it to make it finish the.
But I
the
bet you
job.
already have things that do this. And that, like, do you need this level of additional complexity?
Nothing that does the USB as well as this does so far.
Okay, fair enough.
But we are an Extron house, so I'm kind of limited in my scope on that.
All right, well,
That's
try it. Let us know how it works, Larry. Buy 1,000 of them. Let me know.
No, I'm not buying any of these. I'll buy the older version.
All right, our other article today is where'd it go, Mark? It's the one you put. Oh, this is from Rave Pubs. It says, "What is AV?" and talks around AV is everything and nothing at the same time. And
But isn't that's kind of our shtick, is it not? I mean, that's
yes, you can't define AV.
it's an interesting article. If we have it, we can post it in the show notes. You click on it, and there's a lot of truth in there. Is that we had come out of the cowboy mentality of going out, providing, putting out fires, throwing up boxes and all this stuff, to now when we look at the modern AV experience, it's programmatic related, and it's not just the visual programming. That's actually code programming. We are heavily involved with network and infrastructure and all these pieces, and I feel like we're slowly maturing. And this article does a fairly good job of kind of walking through that, but it does become hard. Like, what is the AV? And that is, it doesn't just make the claim that it's just IT, but it kind of walks through a bunch of the different
AV is
avenues.
not synonymous with IT.
Right. It's not. And so it's a good, interesting read for those who have not seen it. It is an opinion piece, but I think it's starting to show that there is becoming more awareness around the additional skill sets that the modern AV technician may bring to the table. It's not just the same old plug this thing in and run that out. And I think the old connotation of AV was very event centric, where now this feels like this is more enterprise centric and kind of those new skill sets. So it's good to see kind of some language being put around that and it being shared. So I don't know, kind of thrown out there for your opinions. Are we right, wrong, indifferent? I don't know.
I don't know what you just said.
Oh, well, shit. Let me start over.
You were all over the place there. I
It
don't know.
is. Well,
Isn't AV still basically you're a network engineer, a bad programmer, and an illegal electrician? Isn't that sum it up right there?
Physics professor.
That's actually the best.
It's probably
that
pretty
should
close.
Yeah. That should probably go on all of our job descriptions.
We got to throw physics in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Physics
yeah.
don't
Analog space.
Yeah, there's the mounting aspects of it too.
Mounting.
Mounting.
I think we should. Our job description should now say that. Are you a poor programmer? An amateur electrician?
In a decent rigor.
AV. Because we have a spot for you.
Is your hearing
A
shot?
non-certified
and you wear,
rigger.
Are you currently shitty at your own job? Come over here to AV. We got a spot for you.
Do you know all the rules of OSHA but violate them continuously?
Yeah.
Well, we got a job for you.
Yes, please.
I like that right in the beginning. We're system designers, creative technologists, and immersive inventors. And I like that term, inventors, because how many times do you find yourself having to invent a solution of something? And isn't that what keeps it interesting when you have these weird challenges where you have to create and get back into it?
That's called system integration. Hey, take this thing, and that thing, make that work.
Talk.
Yeah, but if I say integrator, what kind of bad connotation does that mean to you in your mind? You're the person that you fight with weekly at some project meeting that you don't want to talk to. But
I didn't say integrator. I said systems integrator. So,
right.
here, you figure it out. Here's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. But it was a clever article. I think it was reflecting the modern era of AV, and maybe we'll shed that AV at some point.
Well, I think you could sum it up to say that AV has always had that kind of ill-defined definition, description, whatever. Yeah. We've only added more skills to that, and it's still just as ill-defined.
Well, I think there's a way more awareness that has to be brought to the table now. And you can have massive impacts to things that are not even related to your AV stuff at all, with one mistake of an electric cord here, or network configuration there, or bad programmatic deployment here or there. Just think of the catastrophe we can cause. So
I'd rather not.
Right. So it's interesting. I think you see it in the market, the job market, when you have organizations who post
32,000.
The historic AV model, where it's very much we're going to run cable and plug in these mystery boxes, and it's like
Larry's mounting everything.
that's fine. But then you see like
about mounting.
the more modern side.
I'm not.
And
Larry
everybody's
is.
stuck in the middle.
Yeah, it's a long journey to the middle. It's a
Like
I
rather
just had
long
that
journey.
conversation yesterday with somebody, and it's like they're putting in an AV over IP system, but everything's direct point to point, plug to plug. I'm like, why are we using networking standards to put in a network device?
It literally point to point, like it's not crossing a switch at any point.
Not really, no.
That
Then
seems
just
like an
use
inefficient
Just
way.
use baseband video and do it the right way then.
Yeah.
Not really.
So let's pretend this is a consultation
black
and
and
company
white.
that we all are very familiar with.
Okay. Get my pretend hat on.
And I'm just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why are you running NVX point to point? Why are we doing this? But
You
I
said
think it
that's your
goes back to
standard.
I'm trying to come up with a reason.
Wow, that's a pretty good pretend hat. I
got it.
But I think that's kind of the point, is that like it's now this mishmash of everything, and it has no definition anymore. The only thing we can say about the AV industry is the fact you see stuff and hear stuff sometimes.
Well, even going back to what you said first, Larry,
Sometimes.
the service delivery piece of this is different. Working in AV as an enterprise provider versus working outside as I just design and deliver hardware and systems, those are two different outcomes, right? And so I think when you have that enterprise service delivery piece of it, how you go about viewing what you do in AV is different. You have a different end game, and I think it's interesting. And maybe, using Chris's language, the integrators, the outside folks who are just trying to make money on whatever's going on, that may be a little more Wild Westy, but more about box sales and the like, whereas service delivery may not be about those same box sales, and you may need more awareness of kind of the nuance of what's going on. So that's interesting article. I thought, came across it. Said, hey, why not talk about it for 10 minutes and get Chris all riled up?
I'm riled about it. This is fine.
He's just wearing funny hats.
My hat fell off.
He's no longer able to pretend.
I can't pretend anymore. My hat fell down.
Well, it's 15 minutes. We got there.
That's
Keep me
it.
honest. That was it. That was the
That was your
last
show. That's
first
what you got.
Friday
That's
we're
your
doing of
bonus
this
show.
month. Yeah,
This is leftover crap we didn't fit into another show. So there you are.
you're welcome.
We'll be back next week with a real show a full show with more stuff and all that fun stuff.
So, yep, go check out the episodes we dropped this week. They're out there wherever you can find your podcast, and you can.
Yeah,
watch
we got
the
one
show.
rolling out on Tuesday, so the 1st of the month, and we just published one earlier this week and one last week, and there's all over the place. So 2 the week before, I don't remember. There was 2
A lot.
1 week
There's
at
a
one
lot.
point.
And if you want us to talk about something specific, or you have some other topic you want us to dive into, let us know. Send us an email at AV SuperFriends, mailbag at AV SuperFriends or something.
Mailbag at AV SuperFriends.
Yep, we will
That's where all the emails come
bring
from.
it up
That's where
on the show, or if you want us to talk about our madness outside of this, let us know.
Were we supposed to do the phone number thing today?
No, yeah,
No.
start over. Let's go do that.
What's the phone number thing?
The one that never works.
dude.
or does work.
The one
The one
Justin's
that
been
you're in
paying for.
charge of?
How many things am I in charge of? Apparently
7.
all of it.
All of it. All right.
All you have to do is get a good mic. That's it.
Yeah, it's sketchy.
See you next week. We did it. A short show just for the first Friday of the month, usually.
Fourth Friday.
Follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter to join us next time. And you'll find the full slate of recorded podcasts and everything else we do at our website, avsuperfriends.com.